Right, welcome back to another game of the Game of Dice Baseball. My name is Brian Hafferkamp. I'm the designer and creator of this game. We're going to continue our 1995 Braves replay. This is game number 7 out of 162. Um, Audio levels are B at best today, so I'm missing. I gave away my other headphones, so I'll have to order a new one. So I'm just going with the microphone that's on the phone today. Hopefully it'll be okay. I'll try to remember to talk into the phone and not into the table. But in this game, we have the Braves at the Marlins. This is game number 2 of a 3-game set early on in Florida. Let's go through the starting lineups. First, it's Marquise Grissom in center field for the Braves. Blauser at short. Chipper Jones at third. Fred McGriff, cleanup, is batting. He's at first base. David Justice in the 6-hole, or the 5-hole. In the 6-hole, Klesko is out and Dwight Smith is in left. Javi Lopez at catcher, Mark Lemke at second, and Tommy Glavine gets his second start of the year. For the hometown Marlins, it's going to be Kilby O'Veras, Mario Diaz, Gary Sheffield. Jeff Conine is the cleanup hitter in left field. Terry Pendleton at third. Greg Colburn at first. Charles Johnson is the catcher hitting seventh. Chuck Carr gets his second start, and he hasn't had an at-bat yet. Remember, he got, was he hurt? He was injured in the first game, in the second inning, so he never got an at-bat. And pitching is going to be Bobby Witt, former Ranger Bobby Witt, for the Marlins. This is sort of right before the Marlins burst. Remember, they won the World Series in '97. So this is just before that crop of kids came up, and guys like Josh Beckett came up to the forefront. All right, so the Braves are they are 4-2. They dropped their first 2 to the Giants, and then they've won 4 in a row. They swept the Dodgers out in LA, and they took the first of this series against the Marlins. We'll see if the Marlins can respond. They played and pitched well in game number 1, and we'll see how they do here in game number 2. So the game of dice baseball requires some sort of decider die, a couple of D6 dice, and a D10. Pretty easy in terms of which dice to use. So let's go ahead and get this one started. First inning, it's going to be Grissom, Blauser, and Jones against the right-hander Bobby Witt. So we need to check, are the batter's walks less than 5%? They're not, so Grissom is going to take a walk, and Witt puts on the first runner of the game. Let's go ahead and steal second with Marquise Grissom. 75 is his steal percentage. He's going to be in there with a steal. 1 to 6 is safe for that column. So Grissom standing at second base with a stolen base. Runner in scoring position with nobody out. Jeff Blauser to the plate. 24, that's going to be a base knock. And that is right past the third baseman. Somebody asked how I figure that. I figure it this way. Let's see if I can find a piece of paper. I think we can see it here. So let's say the baseball field looks like this. A rough approximation. Picasso-like, right? So you roughly divide the field into, hopefully this comes out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? So it comes out to a 9 if you divide the field up. So this will be 1, straightaway left is 2, in the gap for the left fielder is 3, in the gap for the right field or the center fielder is 4, straightaway center. There should be one more. Right center for the center fielder is 6. Right center for the right fielder is 7. Straightaway right is 8. And down the right field line is 9. So that's how I sort of divide up the quadrants of the field, especially the outfield, in my head. And so when that comes up, so a 1 would be down this way here. So I was asked that by someone who plays the game, how in the world are you figuring out where the ball is hit? That's how I figure it off of the D10 dice. So on a hit or a fly ball, that's how I'm sort of deciding how those things go. Sometimes, it's hit out to left field, it's whatever. But on a hit, that's how I'm deciding where the hit was placed. So a little inside. So that's a base hit down just past the third baseman. So that's going to push the runner over to third. Let's go ahead and try to score Marquise Grissom and get the Braves up in this one. He stole 29 bases. So then we go to our extra base chart. It's in your guidebook, and it's the next to last page, so page 19. You'll find the extra bases chart, which you can see here. So Grissom is in this column here, 21 to 35 stolen bases. I found a correlation between the number of successful stolen bases and speed. So that's why I've gone with that. That way I didn't have to change anything on the cards. So a 1 is going to be a hold. So he doesn't try to score. Third base coach holds him up. So it's going to be runners at first and third now with nobody out. So that's how that works. If it's a hold, the runner stays, doesn't try to score or advance. It can be safe, or the runner can be out. So, all right. Well, this is Chipper Jones, batting left-handed, against Bobby Witt. Witt in a little bit of hot water here. First and third, nobody out. A 25 is going to be a line drive, and that's a liner to 7. So that's a line drive to center field. Coming in hard is the center fielder. That's Chuck Carr. And he's going to make the play for out number 1, not deep enough to score the runner from third. So Fred McGriff, the hot one, is up. McGriff has been scorching hot. He's hitting like 375 or something like that. He's got a ton, almost 10 RBIs. He's got a 55 here. This is a home run chance. If his home runs, the pitcher's home runs per 9 are less than 0.4, then it's not a home run. His home runs per 9 are 0.7, so that's going to be cranked out to right down the right field line. On a line is a 3-run jack by Fred McGriff, and he just stays scorching hot, man. I don't know, every game it's like he's just all over everything. So that puts 3 on the board for the Braves in the first inning, and just like that, they're out to a lead again. Freddie McGriff, the crime dog, recently elected to the Hall of Fame. So up next is Dave Justice. Still nobody, or I guess we got 1 out, and 3 RDM for the Braves. This is a triple chance. His triples are 2. We're just going to go with greater than in this one, so they're not greater than 2, so that's just going to be a base knock. I still waver back and forth whether it should be greater than or equal to, or whether it should just be greater than. So that's a base hit. You can see 7, right? 7 is to right center field. So that's how I decide that. Because whenever I put I input the stats into iScore, so when I put those in there, it gives you an opportunity to do a spray chart. And so I figure anything that I can keep as far as statistics for this game will help me to decide, how does it play? Is it totally equal with how the base hits or the outs or whatever distributed? It really gives me a sense of being able to tell what things are happening in the game. I think the game plays fine, but it's always cool to just see, what's actually happening, because I can't keep track of all that stuff in my head. So Dwight Smith is in for Ryan Klesko in this game, so he's going to get a start. He played in 103 games. He had a 252 batting average, 3 homers and 21 RBIs. He's got a man at first. here, and he's facing Bobby Witt. 33. Are the pitcher's home runs per 9 greater than 1? They're not, and so that's going to be a double. So that's a 2-bagger to straightaway center field as he knocks it over Carr's head in center. That's going to push the runner to third. Dave Justice only had 4 stolen bases. Let's just leave him there with 1 out. Javi Lopez up with 2 on the pond. 34 is the pitcher's average against, greater than 299. It's not, so that's going to be a strikeout, but it is a rare play. So let's see what happens on the strikeouts. A 4. Wild pitch on strike 3. The batter's safe at first. Every runner moves up 1 base, so that's going to put in a run on the wild pitch. And that's going to be a strikeout with the runner advancing on the wild pitch. So that wild pitch would be scored to Bobby Witt. All right, brings up Javi Lopez, still 1 out, 4 runs in, and we got runners at first and third. Still a chance for a double play to get out of this one. 45 is going to be a fly ball. That's out to left field. You can see to left center, but that's going to be the left fielder making the play. So we're going to go F7 on that. No advance by the runners. I don't think, who do we have? So that's Dwight Smith at third. He's got 0 stolen bases. That would put him in the very lowest column, so we'll just leave him there. He'll score on a base hit. We got Tommy Glavine, the pitcher, up. 45 to Glavine is going to be a strikeout as Bobby Witt finishes off the inning with a strikeout looking, and Glavine goes down for out number 3. But the Braves do put 1, 2, 3, 4 runs on the board, and they take a 4-0 lead before we even get to the bottom. Did I put Glavine? I put him in the wrong place. Maybe I didn't. All right. Anyway, they're starting the inning off fresh in the second. All right, so we go to the bottom of the first inning. Fish are going to send up Veras, Diaz, Mario Diaz, and Gary Sheffield to the plate against Tommy Glavine. 14, that's going to be a fly out. That's down the right field line. Over to the line is the right fielder Justice, and he'll make the play. That'll be out number 1 as Veras goes down on the fly ball. Mario Diaz standing in, right-handed batter. .45, that's a fly ball, straightaway center field, no problem for Marquise Grissom. He'll squeeze it for out number 2, and that is 2 down in the inning. Glavine with a good start so far. 66, home run chance. Are his home runs less than 8? They're not. They are 16, so Sheffield gets a hold of a Tommy Glavine fastball. He reaches out and he rips it into the left center field gap. That's going to be a home run for Chef. He's feeling good. That's 4-1 is our score now. Braves over the Marlins. 36, is the batter's average greater than 299? It is, and so Jeff Conine with the base knock. That is just over the second baseman into right center field. And that's a 2-out hit for Jeff Conine. Terry Pendleton stands in, third baseman, batting right-handed against the lefty. 23 is going to be a strikeout as Tommy Glavine gets him looking. Puts that one right on the outside corner. Pendleton can't pull the trigger, but the Fish do get 1, and so it's going to be a 4-1 lead for the Braves as we head into the top of the second. Back to the top of the order, Grissom, Blauser, and Jones. And this is going to be a strikeout for Bobby Witt as he gets Grissom looking. Maybe you can reel it in a little bit here. Definitely not out of the game, down 3 runs early, but you got to hold them. 12, are the batter's walks less than 5%? They are not, so that's going to be a walk to Blouser. Blouser, I think we'll just keep him at first right now, with Chipper Jones at the plate. You can see that. 56 is going to be a fly out. That's out to right center field. That's going to be a can of corn for the right fielder. Right fielder is Sheffield. Runner's going to hold at first base, and that brings up Fred McGriff. McGriff with the 3-run homer in the first was the backbreaker in that inning. 24 is going to be a deep drive. He hits one well out to left center field, but the ballpark is going to hold this one as the left fielder Conine catches it right up against the wall. Home field fans holding their breath on that one. And that's going to be all she wrote for the Braves in the second. Still 4-1 is our score as we go to the bottom of the inning. It'll be Jeff Colburn, or Greg Colburn. Greg Colburn, Charles Johnson, and Chuck Carr against Tommy Glavine. 34, is the pitcher's average greater than 299? It is not, and so that's going to be a strikeout for Tommy G. And he gets Greg Colburn looking for out number 1. Brings up Charles Johnson, the catcher, right-handed hitting catcher. 56, that'll be a fly out to left field. No problem for Smith. And he'll make the catch for out number 2. Chuck Carr now. Switch hitting center fielder. He's going to be batting right-handed. 26, that's going to be grounded to the third baseman. Chipper Jones, no problem. Easy throw to first. And they get Carr by a step. That's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Tommy Glavine as the Braves head into the top of the third with a 4-1 lead over the Marlins. This is the 95 Braves replay, replaying every game from for the Braves from 1995. Of course, this was a World Championship year for the Braves. First one, or the last one until 2021. So, got a 12 here. 12 is going to be a walk chance, and his walks are 15%. So, definitely a walk to Justice. Justice, a very patient hitter. Only 4 steals, so we're going to leave him there. Brings up Dwight Smith. Smith with a double in his last at bat. 26, that's going to be a grounder with an asterisk. So that's going to be an automatic double play. And that's going to go to the second baseman. So we're going to go 4-6-3 on that double play. That'll be out number 1, out number 2, and that clears the bases as Javi Lopez stands in. So Bobby Witt, the heavy sinker, gets Smith to ground into a double play. 12, another walk chance. His walks are 4% though, so they are less than 5. So that's going to be a little ground ball right back to the pitcher. And Witt has no problem. That's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Bobby Witt, in a manner of speaking. All right, so we head to the bottom of the third. Still 4-1 our score. The Marlins looking for runs. This is a 36. Is the player's batting average greater than 299? He's a pitcher, so probably not. And that's going to be a hard grounder to Chipper Jones. He knocks it down, and he gets it over to first in time with the pitcher running. And that's going to be out number 1. Kivio Veras, switch hitter, hitting right-handed. He flied out to right field in his first at bat. 15, this is going to be a little soft grounder to Chipper. Chipper comes in hard. He barehands it. He gets over first. And in time to get the speedy Veras. Veras with 56 stolen bases in 1995. Nice play by Chipper. A couple of nice plays being tested at the hot corner in this third inning. 15, that's going to be another soft grounder, but this one is an unusual play. So let's pull up our chart. Okay, we got our soft grounder chart. It's a 9. Swinging bunt up the third base line. The third baseman bare hands the ball, throws to first base. It's a bang bang play, and he's out. Wait, the call is being challenged by the batting team's manager. So 1-5, and yeah, we'll go ahead and play the challenges. 1-5, he's out. 6-10, he's safe, and he's going to be out on the bang bang play by Chipper Jones, as he makes another nice play at third. I realized that challenges were not in the game back then, but kind of adds a layer of fun. All right, so that's Mario Diaz on the little tapper to third. He's thrown out on a bang bang play by Chipper Jones. It's 4-1, our score going into the top of the fourth inning. Braves over the Marlins. It'll be Lemke, Glavine, and back to the top of the order with Grissom. So we got a 16 here. 16 is the batter's hits greater than 130. They're not, so that's going to be grounded right back to the pitcher. Witt makes a nice play and gets it over to first base for out number 1. Brings up Tommy Glavine, left-handed batter. He batted .222, 14 for 63 was his hits against his at-bats. Had a double, had a home run, had 8 RBIs. So good hitting pitcher. 13, this is going to be a foul out though. And the foul out goes to the shortstop, as the shortstop is Mario Diaz. He ranges over into left field. And he winds up just outside of the foul line. And that's going to be a pop out foul to the shortstop. Nice play by Diaz. He had to go a long way to get to that one. Brings up the first hitter, Marquise Grissom. There's a 23 for Grissom. That's going to be a deep drive to straightaway right field on the run is Sheffield. He's back in the corner, and he'll make the running catch. Very nice play by Sheffield in right. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Bobby Witt, who has settled down after a rough first inning. He settled down to stymie the Braves in the last 3. 4-1 is our score. Gary Sheffield to the plate. Chef with a home run in his first at-bat. Let's see if he can follow that up. That's going to be a deep drive. We got a rare play on a deep drive. And so let's see what happens there. That's a 2. A deep drive to left. The left fielder makes the catch. He slams into the wall. All the runners will hold. Nobody on base there, but a really nice play out in left field by Dwight Smith. As he chases that one down all the way to the wall, he slams up against the wall, and he'll make the catch. He raises it as he's laying on the ground. He's okay, not injured, and that's going to bring up Jeff Conine. Conine with a single in his last at-bat. He's going to ground out here to Chipper. Chipper no problem at third as he flings it over to first, and that's going to be out number 2. 2 down. Terry Pendleton to the plate, switch hitter. Batted .290, 14 home runs and 78 RBIs in 1995. He struck out in his first at-bat. 35 is going to be a little soft grounder. That's out to Lemke. Lemke charges it, sets his feet, gets it over to first, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Tommy Glavine. Both pitchers have settled down after rough first innings in this one. 4-1 is our score. As we head to the top of the 5th, it will be Jeff Blauser, Chipper Jones, and Freddie McGriff. 25 is Witt's stamina. He's at 19 now. Home run chance here. Are his home runs greater than 30? They're not. He's got 12. So I don't remember if Blauser ever hit 30 in a year. I remember him having a couple of years, like toward the end, where he was a little bit more focused on power. But he was always like a 12 to 15 guy, 10 to 15. So this one's going to stay in the park, but that's going to be a double down the left field line as it rattles around in the corner. Blauser strolls into second base. with the 2-bagger, and he is in scoring position with nobody out. Brings up Chipper Jones. Jones 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. A 33, a chance for damage here. Is his K percentage greater than 15? It is, and so that's going to be a strikeout for Bobby Witt as he gets Chipper looking. Chipper can't advance the runner, and that's going to be out number 1. Brings up the crime dog, Fred McGriff. Big left-handed batter. He's got a 3-run homer already in this game. 13, no such luck here, so he's going to foul out, and that is to the third baseman as he pops this one up. Going over to grab it is Terry Pendleton in foul territory, and that's going to be out number 2. The Braves not able to advance the runner so far. Dave Justice, if he can just get a base hit, that's going to be a run, and let's see what he can do. He's 1 for 1, sorry. 23, that's going to be a strikeout. That will not get it done as he strikes out looking. And Bobby Witt comes back strong after the leadoff double and gets the Braves 3 in a row. That's going to be a 4-1 lead for Atlanta as we head down into the bottom of the 5th inning. Tommy Glavine can go 28. He's not even to 18 yet. He'll be facing off against Greg Colburn, Charles Johnson, and Chuck Carr. Colburn struck out in his last at-bat. There's going to be a triple chance. Colburn only has 1 triple, so that's going to be a single for him. As he hits that one just over Chipper down the left field line. Over to get it quickly is going to be Dwight Smith. Holds him to a single after a big turn at first. Colburn standing at first base with Charles Johnson coming to the plate. 46 is going to be a grounder, but with an asterisk, so that's going to be around the horn. The Braves go 5-4-3 on the double play, and that will erase the base hit from Greg Colburn. So nice job by Chipper. It goes Chipper to Lemke to McGriff for the double play. Here's a 45. 45 is going to be a fly ball. That's out to left center field. Smith makes the play, and that's going to be 3 outs. Glavine and Witt matching up against this one. Bobby Witt's up in the next inning, so we'll give him 1 more pitching inning, see if he can get through that. And it's going to be Dwight Smith, Javi Lopez, and Mark Lemke for the Braves. Top of the 6th inning. And this is a fly ball. This goes out to left center. The left fielder is Conine. He ranges over, and he'll make the play on a jog. And that's out number 1. Dwight Smith now 1 for 3. Javi Lopez hitless in 2 at-bats. There's a 22. A 22 are the balks for the pitcher greater than 0? They're not. So this is going to be an error, and that's going to be on the catcher. So the catcher is Charles Johnson. And Javi Lopez, catcher to catcher, is going to be on via the error on Charles Johnson. Is that right? Oh, I'm sorry. I have that as for the pitcher. So we're going to say E1. So pitcher Bobby Witt makes an error. E1. Brings the lemmer to the plate. Chance for some damage here. Are his Ks greater than 15? His K percentage is not, so that's going to be a walk to the lemmer. And we got 2 on now. And 1 out. We're going to play baseball like they used to play. So I'm going to ask Glavine to lay one down. With the lead, trying to get 2 in scoring position. So we only need 1 dive for that. So 1 to 6 is going to be a successful sacrifice. If it's something else, then it's going to be a strange play. So 1 to 6 is a successful bunt. That's a 3, so that is a sac hit or sacrifice hit for Tommy G as he puts runners in scoring position. A 3 That's going to be to the first baseman. So we'll say he goes 3-4 on the put out. As the first baseman, Colburn gets it over to the second baseman, Varez, who's covering. So second and third with 2 outs now. Second and third with 2 out. Marquise Grissom up. A single scores 2. 36. Is his average greater than 299? It's not. And so instead of a base hit, that's going to be a hard grounder to third. Picking it up is Terry Pendleton. We'll say it's right at the bag, and so he's going to go 5 unassisted as he runs it over to the bag. That's going to be out number 3. And Bobby Witt escapes the jam in his final inning as the Braves get 2 in scoring position. Can't drive them home. We're going to get a pinch hitter for Bobby Witt. His day is done. So let's see what we got on the bench here. I like the Hawk. I'm going to put him in the game. Andre Dawson, the Hawk, getting to definitely to the end of his career. Pinch hitter in the 6th. We're going to get a pinch hitter for Bobby Witt, and it's going to be to the bullpen for the Marlins. Andre Dawson, the Hawk, former Expo, former Cub. He stands in with nobody out. 36. Is his batting average greater than 299? It's not, so that's going to be a hard grounder. He hits out into the shortstop. Blauser picks it, gets it over to first for the out. Nice play there, ranging to his left. Kilvio Varez, second baseman, switch hitter against Tommy Glavine, batting right-handed in this game so far. 55, it's a home run chance. Are the home runs per 9 for the pitcher less than 0.4? They're not less than, but they're equal to. I'm going to give that to them because there's only like 4 people like that. So we'll say that's going to be a double. And that is down the left field line into the corner. And sliding in safely is Varez. Varez standing at second base. One out, and Mario Diaz to the plate. A 36. Is his batting average greater than 299? It's not, and so that's going to be a base hit. Grounded hard, and that's grounded hard to second. Lemke over to the first baseman, McGriff. That'll move the runner over. So that puts a runner 90 feet away with Gary Sheffield coming to the plate. Sheffield 324, 16 homers, 46 RBIs in 1995. 36, that's going to be grounded hard to the first baseman. McGriff knocks it down, picks it up, tosses it to the catcher cover, or the pitcher covering, and that's going to get him at first base. So the Marlins get a runner in scoring position, but can't get him home, and that's going to be all for them in the 6th inning. Going to the top of the 7th, we're going to bring in a new pitcher. Maybe Richie Lewis, that feels right. Trying to keep it where it is. Maybe they can get a couple of runners on and pop one. They've got Jeff Blauser, Chipper Jones, and Fred McGriff coming to the plates. Bobby Witt goes 6 innings, gives up 4 runs, but all in the first inning. Really settled down after that. It's going to be Richie Lewis, the right-hander, against Jeff Blauser, the right-hander. 23 is going to be a deep drive down the right field line. Heading back into the corner is Sheffield, and he'll make the play on the run in right field. Nice play by Gary Sheffield. Blauser now 2 for 4. Chipper Jones stands in. He's 0 for 3. 26 is going to be a ground ball. That's out to the third baseman, Pendleton. Pendleton over to first, gets Chipper Jones. And that'll bring up Freddie McGriff. McGriff with a 3-run homer in the first, but it's been pretty quiet since then. 24 is going to be a deep drive. This one hit out to left center field again, back to the warning track, and just short of the wall is the left fielder Conine, and he'll make the play again. Everybody holding their breath every time McGriff hits the ball, as he is hitting it all over the park. Now it's going to be 3 up, 3 down for the relief pitcher Richie Lewis, and the Braves are going to send Glavine back out. He's at 18, 19, 20, 21. He can go 28 batters. At this point, he's only given up 1 run in 6 innings, so he goes out for the 7th. 35 is going to be a soft grounder to Chipper. Chipper comes in, sets his feet, and makes the play to first. Jeff Conine is going to be out number 1. Terry Pendleton up. Pendleton is 0 for 2. He's going to be 0 for 3. That's going to be a fly out to straightaway right field. Justice doesn't even have to move his feet. He's perfectly placed, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. And Greg Colburn steps up to the plate against Tommy Glavine. He singled in his last at bat. 45 is going to be lifted into right field. Justice a couple steps back, and that's going to be out number 3. 3 up, 3 down for Tommy G in the bottom of the 7th inning, pitching really well. And they have a 4-1 lead as they head to the top of the 8th inning. Going to leave Richie Lewis in there. He can go 7 batters, so got to go a couple of innings out of him. A 44 is going to be a ground ball. That's to the 3rd baseman. Pendleton, no issue there, as Dave Justice grounds out to 3rd. Brings up Dwight Smith to the plate. Smith is 1 for 3 with a double, and he's got a chance here. Is the pitcher's average less than 240? Oh, it is. So that's going to be hard grounder, a hard grounder to first. And the first baseman is Colburn. He's going to pitch it over to Richie Lewis, who's covering at first. And Colburn makes a nice play right on the line. On that one, if his average is less than 240, the pitcher's average, which it is 224. So if his average is less than 240, then it's a grounder instead of a triple. All right, Javi Lopez to the plate. Lopez is 0 for 3. He got on via an error in his last at bat. 34 is the pitcher's average greater than 299. It's not, so that's going to be a strikeout. So Richie Lewis, good to have you in the ball game if you're a Marlins fan. That's a 3 up, 3 down inning, so 6 up and 6 down for Richie Lewis. Really nice relief appearance for him, and that's kept the game at 4-1. Let's see, they're within striking distance. Let's see if the Marlins could take advantage. It's Charles Johnson, Chuck Carr, and the pitcher spot coming up. 33 is the K percentage greater than 15 for the batter. It is, and so that's going to be another strikeout for Tommy Glavine as he gets Johnson swinging through a changeup. And that's out number 1. Johnson now 0 for 3. Chuck Carr 0 for 2. Switch hitter, batting right-handed. This is going to be a little pop-up into left field. Can of corn for Marquise Grissom as he ranges over into left center and makes the play. Going to get another pinch hitter. Let's go ahead and get Kurt Abbott into the game, see if we can get something going here. Abbott, the shortstop for the Fish, had 420 at bats. Not sure why he's not starting at the beginning of the year, but he's not. So Abbott will pinch hit in the 8th. 255 average, 17 homers, 60 RBIs. He's facing a tiring Tommy Glavine. As Glavine gets to 27, he can go 28, so maybe his last at bat here, and we'll bring in Wohlers if he doesn't give up any runs. 4-4. 44 is going to be a grounder. That is to Chipper at third. Chipper making all the plays in this one. That's another 3 up, 3 down inning for Glavine. Tempting to send him back out there for the shutout, or for the complete game. He only went 5 1/3 or something like that for the win in the real game. I believe the Braves won 6-4, something like that. It was close to that. All right, so we need a new pitcher for the Marlins. Sorry, daydreaming a little bit. Need a pitcher for the Marlins. Who do we got up? Probably going to want to bring a right-hander in. Let's just bring in Rob Nan in a non-save situation. Some of that is just curiosity on my part. Rob Nan started with the Marlins, ended his career with the Giants, for the most part. Lewis goes 2 innings. 2 solid innings, more than solid. 6 up, 6 down for the reliever. And has kept the Marlins in this one. Rob Nan, big closer, throws hard, 23 saves in 1995. He will give it up, though. 0-7 record. Mark Lemke is the batter. He's batting left-handed. And the Lemmer is 0-2. He does have a walk. 25 will be a strikeout, and that is a swinging K as Lemke swings through a fastball. And that's out number 1. We're going to get a pinch hitter for Tommy G. And that pinch hitter will be, let's bring in Klesko. Why not? See if he can go power against power. We got a pinch hitter here in the 9th inning. We'll bring in Mark Wohlers to close out the game. It's going to be Ryan Klesko, the lefty, against Rob Nan, the righty. 46 is going to be a deep drive as Klesko gets a hole-in-one straightaway left. Going back to the wall, and just short of it is Conine, and he'll make the play. Everybody in the park holding their breath. And that's going to bring up Marquise Grissom. 2 down in the inning. Rob Nan on the mound. Grissom at the plate. Here is a triple chance, and he does have triples greater than 2, so that's going to be a 3-bagger. Down the left field line, misplayed a little bit out in left by Conine. And Grissom winds up at third. So 90 feet away with Jeff Blauser coming to the plate. Blauser, the Blouse dog, 2 for 4. 25 is going to be a strikeout as Rob Nan shuts it down and gets him on the slider. Can't pull the trigger, and that's going to be out number 3 as the Braves strand 1 at third base with 2 outs. Rob Nan, nice inning. And that's going to bring up a new pitcher. So everybody bringing out their gas in this one. So why not? Mark Wohlers stands in. He of the 34% K percentage. Just ridiculous in 1995. 2.09 ERA in 64 2/3 innings. 25 saves. Only gave up 2 home runs. 90 Ks in 64 innings. So Wohlers is the man for the job. He lost that pretty quickly, actually. So, glad this is 95 because, you know, by 97, 98, it was not good. All right, 23 for Kilvio Veras. Top of the order for the Fish, Veras, Diaz, and Sheffield. Veras, 261 hitter in 1995. A 23 is going to be a deep drive to left field, and he's batting left-handed, so that's the opposite way. He doesn't really have enough pop to do that, so Kilvio Veras flies out just short of the warning track in a bid to put another run on the board. Mario Diaz to the plate, 230 hitter in 49 games. He's got a 16. A 16 are the pitcher's hits greater than 240. They're not. No way. And so that's going to be a walk from Wohlers. That's not what you want to see. Don't need to be putting players on base, batters on base. Not in front of Chef. Chef, 324 average, 16 home runs. He's already got 1 home run in this game. He's 1 for 3. 26 is going to be a strikeout as Wohlers gets him with the strikeout looking. The Marlins down to their last out. They got a good hitter up, Jeff Conine. Conine, a 302 hitter, 25 homers, 105 RBIs in 1995. 36 is the player's average greater than 299. It is, so that's going to be a base hit for Conine. He's 2 for 4, sorry, on the day. That's going to be a base hit to right field, and that will push the runner to third with 2 outs. So runners at the corners. The tying run is now to the plate in the person of Terry Pendleton. Pendleton, 290 average, 14 homers, 78 RBIs. Can Wohlers shut this down? A 12 is his walk percentage, less than 5%. It's not, so that's going to be a walk to Pendleton, who ekes out the base on balls, and that's going to load the bases now for Greg Colburn. Can Greg Colburn be the hero that the Marlins need? A home run here walks it off and gives the Fish a win. A 12, that is going to be another one. Oh, but his walk percentage is 4%. It's a killer. So that's going to be a ground ball out to a hard grounder out to short. Blauser to Lemke, and that's going to end the game. Woo! As Wohlers has to take off his hat and wipe his brow on that one. So he gets the save. The Fish had bases loaded. A home run would have won it, but instead they ground out to shortstop. So he's going to get the save here. He wins it for Glavine. Bobby Witt is going to take the loss in this one. And that's all she wrote for game number 7. So the Braves move to 5-2 is now the record, as they are moving up into first place. This is the game of Dice Baseball. This is game number 7 out of 162, so trying to play every Braves game in the 1995 season. Tommy Glavine gets the win. This one is going to be a 4-1 winner for the Braves. And nicely played. 3-run homer in the first. Really was the difference maker, as McGriff with the home run. Sheffield, a bomb in the first as well. That's the lone Marlins run. You can get the Game of Dice Baseball at thegameofdicebaseball.com. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. If you want to continue to follow this series, just subscribe, and you'll be notified of new videos when they're posted. If you click the little bell icon, then you'll get the notifications whichever way you want in the that you've set up, either in the app or through email. Whenever I post new videos, you can also check out the Sports Simulations and Replays Facebook group. I'm usually posting the videos there whenever I post new ones. So if you join that group, then you'll be able to get those as well. I keep promising the 95 season, it's coming. I'm working on the entire 1980s. So I'm doing a little bit of different tact as far as trying to put together and maximize my time as far as decades are concerned. So you can, it's getting close. I'm about halfway through the batters. Pitchers are all done for the 80s. And so 1980 is actually up right now if you want to go to the website. But I'll have 81 through 89 ready to go probably by the end of the week. And I'm planning to let you purchase those a season at a time if you want, or you'll be able to purchase a bundle and save a little bit if you purchase all 10 of the seasons in the 1980s. Trying to see how I can maximize my time to put out more seasons, and it's just not very efficient to do one season at a time. I can just as easily do 10 seasons at a time. I guess theoretically I could do more than that, but I think it chokes the computer a little bit just to do 10 seasons. So trying to figure out what's the most effective way to get out more seasons. And then after the 80s, probably drop back down to the 50s. A lot of people wanted more 50s, and then maybe try to fill in the 70s a little bit and the 60s. So still missing a few seasons in there. And then I'll begin to work around. My plan is to add Korean League players, is to add Japanese League players, Negro Leagues, Women's League. If we have those statistics, I think they would play on this game. We would have to maybe figure some stats as opposed to necessarily just getting the stats. And we'll just have to see how that plays out. Maybe it would require a totally different reworking of the game engine. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work out, but I know that I'm using generic enough stats that I can do basically any league. You could have a beer league, softball league, honestly. And one of these days I want to pull out some cards, some baseball cards, some old baseball cards from the 80s and 90s, and see if I can play a little bit with them, and just put together a couple teams and play with one of the game engines. I think that'd be a lot of fun. There's you're gonna miss out on K percentages and things like that, so not sure how that's gonna play out because those aren't gonna be on the cards from back in the day. So just gotta see how things go with that sort of thing, but I think that you could generally play the game that way. All right, I think that's it from here. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. Love to get to them as quickly as I can, usually within a day or sometimes within minutes. And also, Dave Gardner just demoed this game on his Digital Dice channel. So if you want to see somebody else playing it for the first time, and you can go check out Dave's demo of the game. And he was playing the 1979. I know that was part of his replay, so I sent that to him to check it out and see if it might be something he might be able to add to his mix. I know he's playing multiple games, so if you're doing a replay where you're playing multiple games, maybe this game could slide in and be one of those games that's added to your own replay. Got lots of seasons from the 60s and 70s so far, and like I said, the 80s are coming, so should be there soon. Thegameofdicebaseball.com is the website. You can get all of those seasons for $7 each, so super cheap. You get every player who got into a game. This is just the Marlins. You can see these are the guys who are not even playing. These are just your bench and your bullpen guys who you can see how thick it is. That's just one team. So you get all 30, I believe there are 30 teams at this point. Yeah, I think it's all 30 teams. Well, I know you get all the teams, but I think it's 30 at this point. And then because we had the Marlins and the Rockies in this set, in the 95 set, in the earlier sets, it's 20 or 24 teams, however many were in the league at that point. But you get literally every person who got into a game, even if he pitched and didn't get an out. There are a few every year who have infinity for their ERA because they never got an out, and so there are a few of those. And also, I notice every once in a while I come across position players that got in and pitched an inning or two. Who was it? Jose Oquendo? I don't remember who it was. Somebody the other day. He had pitched like 6 or 7 innings throughout the season. So you even get position players. If they got on the mound, they are carded as a pitcher. So that's kind of a unique little thing that happens in the game as well. All right, I hope that you enjoy the game. If you have any questions about it that you don't want to leave here, just general questions or feedback about the game, you can send that to thegameofdicebaseball@gmail.com, and I'll get those. You can also use the contact form at thegameofdicebaseball.com, and that'll come to me as well. And if you have any suggestions for what might be good for all players who are playing the game, or you find some inconsistencies or you find some errors in the game, please let me know so that I can get those fixed for everybody. All right, I think that's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.